Alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in, amma ba'd. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli. Rabbi zidni ilma. Allahumma la sahla illa ma ja'altahu sahla وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. أهلا وسهلا ومرحبا بكم. I welcome you all to the class of Story Time, Story Sundays, and inshallah ta'ala today we are going to do 6 and 7 inshallah ta'ala, the stories 6 and 7. So let's begin. So alhamdulillah, let's begin. Ad-da'iratul ajiba. Right? Da'ira means a circle. And da'ira means a circle. Dara yaduru ad-da'iratu. Right? A circle. So a strange circle. So even I don't know the story. So it says it's about a strange circle. Ad-da'iratul ajibatu. This is what the strange circle actually, because it has alif lam, right? The strange circle. Ajib is strange. Ad-da'iratul ajibatu. So there's some strange circle story or something. This is right? A story of a strange circle. So let's begin. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. كانت الدائرة العجيبة تسافر دائما. The strange circle, kanat is was, right? Kana means was. So the strange circle used to, like it's past tense, because with kana and fail mudare, if it comes, it means continues to do something. So it used to travel a lot, right? It's travel all the time. The strange circle. So this is some strange circle, and this strange circle used to travel a lot. تسافر دائما وتتجول كثيرا. Tajawwala is to travel a lot. Same thing as tusafiru. Safara yusafiru, that is form 3. Tajawwala, yatajawwalu, also wandering. Yeah, wandering. Tajawwala means to wander. Tatajawwalu kathiran. And it used to wander a lot. Because jawwala means to travel a lot. Right? Jawwaltu mashariq al-ardi wa magharibaha. I traveled the earth's east and the west, right? I traveled a lot. Jawwaltu. Jawwala, form 2, and the form 5, he says it's just wandering. So what tatajawwalu, because it is muannas, right? Da'iratu, that is why tajawwala, yatajawwalu, tatajawwalu, feminine. Form 5. What tatajawwalu kasiran, it used to wander a lot. Fil mudun, in the cities. Madinatun, the plural is mudun. And because of fi, we got a kasra, jar majrur. Wal qura, qaryatun, plural is qura, villages. So it used to wander and travel a lot in the cities and the villages. Was Sahara. And Sahara is what? Sahara, the plural is Sahara, deserts. Right? Sahara desert is actually deserts, plural. Sahara. And the deserts. وَتُسَاعِدُ nas, and it used to help the people. Sa'ada yusa'idu, form 3, to help. And it used to help the people in the deserts and the cities. Right? So this is a weird circle. Da'iratun is a circle. Da'ira. Yusafiru is to travel. Yatajawwalu is to stroll or wander, strolling. And Sa'ada yusa'idu is to help. Right? Sa'ada yusa'idu. So there's this weird circle which is helping people and going to villages and so on. Some story, even I don't know which story it is. وَفِي يَوْمٍ مِّنَ الْأَيَّامِ, and in one of the days, right? In one day of the days, kind of, yeah. In so one of the days, what happened? دخلت الدائرة, the circle entered, the strange circle entered مدينة الأشكال, city of Ashkal. I don't know what is Ashkal. City of statues? Ashkal. Shapes, city of shapes. Yeah, so there's this city of shapes, it seems. Shakl is a shape, right? So city of shapes. City of shapes, yeah, that's how we can translate. So it entered the city of shapes, the circle. Oh, okay, maybe this is the contrast between shapes and circle, right? Maybe it's talking. فَوَجَدَتْهَا مَدِينَةً غَرِيبَةً, and it found it a strange city. Gharib also means strange. Ajib also means strange, by the way, yeah? So it's still Ajib, and it's still finding someone else Gharib, strange, weird. كُلُّ شَيْءٍ فِيهَا عَلَى شَكْلِ الْمُثَلَّثِ, everything in it was either in the shape of Muthallas is a triangle, awil murabba, or a square, awil mustatil. What is mustatil? Istatala form 10 this is, but I don't know what is mustatil. Rectangle. Okay, mustatil is a rectangle. So everything in the city of shapes was either a triangle, musallat, or awil murabba, or mustatil, a rectangle. So like this is a city of shapes, right? Everything is a triangle, or see, triangle, and a rectangle, right? Shaklun, shape, ashkalun, shapes, musallasun, triangle, murabba'un, a rectangle, and mustatilun, no, this is a square, mustatilun, a rectangle. Right? So the circle was finding it weird, because with what kind of city is this? Right? What kind of city is this? Everything is of shapes, various shapes. Ya mustatilun. كانت المدينة مربعة. The city was مربعة, in a square shape. مربع. وبيوتها مستطيلة, and its houses were in a rectangular shape. يعلوها مثلث, and on its top was a triangle, like you see here, right? It's a rectangle and it's a مثلث كبير. There was a big rectangle on top of it. ويرتدى سكانها قبعات مثلثة. يرتدى actually, I think يرتدي, this is to wear. Yeah, wearing. Yeah, irtada yartadi is to wear, form 8. Yalbasu, labisa yalbasu, same thing, yeah, to wear, to dress on, to put on. And the citizens of this city used to wear irtada yartadi qubba'at. Qubba'atun is hats. Caps, hats, qubba'atun. So these people used to wear قبعات مثلثة, a triangular shaped hat. ويقصون الأشجار على شكل مثلث. And يقصون is specialize, but here it means, and specially, maybe you could say, and specially the trees were also على شكل مثلث, right? Certainly oh, this is to cut the trees, I guess. Qassa yaqussu is to cut the trees. This is not khas, this is qassa yaqussu is to cut the trees, and they used to cut the trees in the shape of a triangle. So they used to trim them properly and make them into a triangle. So this is all about city of shapes, right? Yaqussuna is qassa yaqussu is to cut. Qubba'atun is a cap. Qubba'atun are caps, hats. Right, hat, you could say hat also. Qubba'atun, hats. So they used to cut the trees also in the shape of triangles. عندما رأى الناس الدائرة, when the, indama means when, right? When the people saw الدائرة, the circle, the strange circle, تتجول في مدينتهم. they strolled in the city. تعجبوا كثيرا. تعجبوا is becoming amazed by it, amazed by the looking at the circle. So they used to come and visit the circle. إذا كانت تتحرك بسرعة, when it was moving very quickly, right? So they were amazed by looking at the circle. إذا كانت تتحرك بسرعة, when it was moving very quickly, because circles generally like a tire, right? It moves very quickly. وتتدحرج. This is what, you know, this is rubai, 4-letter verb. Dahraja yudahriju, and then it's a mazid of 4-letter verb. Tadahraja yatadahraju, to, what do you say, to roll ala arsifatihi. Arsifa, I don't know what is arsifa. To roll on the sidewalks. Arsifa are the sidewalks, the footpaths, pavements, concrete pavements. Arsifa are the pavements. So it used to roll, right? And they used to be shocked, like looking at this circle, and that it's going around on the pavements. كانوا يضحكون منها كثيرا, and they used to laugh at this circle a lot. ويتجمعون لمراقبتها, right? And يتجمعون, tajamma is, I don't know what is tajamma. Tajamma, gathering, jama. And they used to tajamma, yatajamma'u is to gather. And they used to gather لمراقبتها, to meet the circle. Muraqaba is to meet, right? To look at this circle. They used to come, right? Muraqaba, to watch it, they used to come and watch this circle. So there's this weird circle, and this weird circle has gone to a weirder city where everything is of shapes, right? Shapes, the city of shapes. And these people, they used to love watching the circle and that is going around and so on. Yatadahraju is to roll. Dahraja yatadahraju. Tadahraju yatadahraju. Rubai mazid fihi. Tafa'alala, the pattern is tafa'alala. It used to roll. It's a 4-letter verb. Dahraja, you add a ta, so it becomes 5 letters now. Rasifun is the rasif is the platform or the footpath which is on the side of the road, pavements. Its plural is arsifatun. Arsifatun. Okay, so they used to see this circle and think about it, that's weird, and so on and so on. أخذت الدائرة تتجول في المدينة. The circle started. أخذ with a verb, if it comes, it means to start something. It's called أفعال الشروع, the verbs which start something. There are like so many of them. جعل. So أخذ does not mean take here. It means to start, to begin. So the circle started. تتجول, started traveling in the city. I mean, going from places, wandering in the city. تجول we can translate as wandering in the city. Right? وشعرت بالدهشة قائلة, and it felt dahsha. Dahsha, terror. Dahsha, astonishment. Yeah, dahsha, it was astonished, right? It was astonished. Sha'ara is to feel. Sha'ara yash'uru, to feel. Bab nasara. It felt astonishment. Qailatan, and it felt, and while saying, qailatan is hal, while saying, Ya laha min madinatin jamilatin. Ya laha is used for, wonder. What a beautiful city, kind of. Ya laha min madin. Ya lahu is used for masculine, and ya laha is used for feminine. Ya laha min madinatin jamilatin. What a beautiful city. Walakin laysa fiha da'iratun wahidatun. But there's not one single circle in the whole city. I mean, nothing is circular here. كيف يعيش سكانها دون الدوائر? How do the people live? The citizens, the people of the city, how do they live without circles? Right? Dawair, dairatun plural is dawair. There's not one single circle here, and how do they live without these circles? وفجأة شاهدت الدائرة منظرا أحزنها. And suddenly the circle witnessed manzaran. Manzaran is manzar, a view, ahzanaha, which made her sad, which made the circle sad. Ahzana yuhzinu is to make someone sad. Hasina is to become sad on yourself, but form 4, if you use it, means to make someone sad. Ahzanaha, which made it sad. فَقَدْ رَأَتْ رَجُلًا عَجُوزًا, because it saw, feminine, right? So the circle saw رَجُلًا عَجُوزًا, an old man, يَدْفَعُ أَمَامَهُ بِقُوَّةٍ, was pushing in front of him. دَفَعَ يَدْفَعُ is to push. بِقُوَّةٍ, it was pushing in عَرَبَةً مُسْتَطِيلَةً مَمْلُوءَةً بِالْأَخْشَابِ. Right, so this old man was pushing this what do you call, araba is a container. Arabatun, how do you translate araba? Trolley. Okay, a trolley, a wagon, right? Araba. So it was pushing a trolley or a wagon, mustatilat, a rectangular wagon, which mamlu'atan, which was filled bil akhshab, with wood. So these guys don't know tires and stuff, right? So it was very sad. How is this guy pushing without tires, right? وكانت تسير ببطء شديد لعدم وجود العجلات. وكانت تسير, and it traveled ببطء, so it moved. So this box moved, بطء slowly, بطء slowly, yeah, with delay, with a lot of sluggishness. It was lot sluggish, shadidin, very severe, slowly, because it doesn't have tires. لِعَدَمِ وُجُودِ الْعَجَلَاتِ, because of the absence, adab means absence, of the presence of adamil, because of not having tires, not having the presence of tires, right? Because it did not have tires, the box was moving very slowly. بُطْءٍ شَدِيدٍ, very slow, right? بِبُطْءٍ شَدِيدٍ. عَرَبَةٌ, a wagon or a trolley. What do you call, you carry that? Arabatun, plural is arabatun. Ajalatun, a tire. Ajalatun, ajalatun, tires, plural. Ajalatun is a tire, a wheel. Ajalatun, tires. تقدمت الدائرة من العجوز, the circle went forward to the old man. تقدم is to, it went ahead and said to him, وقالت له لماذا لا تدع عجلات لعربتك, why don't you put wheels for your wagon? ضحك العجوز, the old man laughed. وقال وما هي العجلات التي تذكرين, and what are these wheels which you are mentioning about? Right, the old man doesn't know anything about the wheels. Right, the invention of the wheel didn't happen in this city. تذكرينها, because you're speaking to a feminine circle, so تذكرين, right? ذكر يذكر تذكر تذكرين, which you are mentioning it about. وفجأة حولت الدائرة العجيبة نفسها إلى عجلة. وفجأة, and suddenly the circle changed itself. حول يحول is to change, so it transformed itself, نفسها, itself, إلى عجلة, to a tire. وأخذت تدحرج بسرعة, it started rolling very quickly. أمام العجوز, in front of the old man. Right? It transformed itself into a wheel and it started moving quickly. And الذي وقف مستغربا, who was standing amazed. Right? He was like, what is this circle and wheel and so on? The old man was like, and قال هذا عظيم, this is great, this is awesome. وهل تستطيعين مساعدتي, and are you able to help me? Then this is great, عظيم جدا, right? This is great. I mean, will you help me and wheel? So they didn't have the invention of the wheel, and they're like, this is great, we didn't even think about it. ردت الدائرة بسرعة, the circle replied with quickly, نعم, yes, I will help. ثم تناولت جذع شجرة, then it took a portion of the tree. وقطعت منه أربع عجلات دائرة, and cut from the tree 4 wheels, 4 circular wheels. عجلات, أربع عجلات دائرية, 4 circular wheels it cut from the tree. وقطعت في وسط كل عجلة دائرة صغيرة, and in between the circle, it cuts a small circle in it again, because the wheel is وأدخلت جزعا من طرفه في دائرة, and it entered a portion on the end of in the circle, so it made a, the wheel. وطرف الآخر في دائرة آخر, and the other the tire, you take a tire and you put a rod in between. Yeah, this is the rod. وطرفه الآخر, so it entered this rod, so it becomes a wheel, so that you can push. Two wheels will come, right? One wheel here, one wheel here, then you join them in between. وأدخلت جزعا من طرفه في دائرة, and it took another portion in one circle. وطرفه الآخر, taraf is the edge or the side of the wood, the other side into the other دائرة أخرى, in the other circle, right? It made it like this. Yeah, you see, like this. وضعت الدائرة العربة, she put the circle put the wagon, the trolley on the wheels. فصارت العربة تتحرك بسرعة وسهولة, and then the wagon was moving very quickly, right? بسرعة, quickly and with ease. سر العجوز كثيرا. سر, the old man became very happy. Wow, we've got wheels now. وشكرت دائرة على مساعدتها, and it thanked the circle on its helping, to help it, for her help, for the circle's help. So it thanked the person. So it saw the wagon and it made it into wheels and so on. ذاع الخبر بين الناس في المدينة. ذاع is to spread. The news spread quickly, right? Publicized, publicized. The news got public between the people in the city. It spread quickly. ذاع. فتعلموا كيف يصنعون العجلات, and they got to know how they made the circles. وصارت الشوارع, right? So the cities, the streets, والأسواق, the streets and the markets were filled with, or became filled. Sara is there, right? Became filled with بالعربات, with circles التي تسير على عجلات, right? Became filled with wagons or trolleys which were moving on wheels. So everyone got to know, and they started making wheels, wagons and trolleys, right? And فرح الناس في مدينة الأشكال بالعجلات كثيرا. The people became happy in the city of shapes with wheels a lot, right? They became happy. وشكروا الدائرة العجيبة, and they thanked the strange circle على مساعدتها لهم, on helping them, on her help for them. وطلبوا إليها, and requested to it, أن تعيش معهم في مدينتهم, that she lives, the circle lives with them in their city. اعتذرت لهم وقالت. No, اعتذر is to excuse. So the circle excused herself, and she said, إن الدائرة تسير دائما ولا تتوقف. Indeed, the circle travels all the time, it doesn't stop. Because I'm a circle, I need to keep traveling all the time. It doesn't stay at one place. وفي يوم من الأيام. So this was the city of shapes, and it introduced the people to a wheel. It introduced the people to a wheel. And in one of the days, what happened? حضر حارسان. حضر حارس, two guards came من حراس الملك, from the guards of the king في المدينة, in the city. وطلبا, and they both requested. طلبا, right? Alif. And they both requested إلى الدائرة العجيبة, to the strange circle, and تذهب معهما, that it travel with them both. The guards came, and the king is calling you, oh come circle. إلى قصر الملك, to the palace of the king. فذهبت معهما, and so the circle went with both of them, right? Went with both of them. Haris is the guard, حراس, plural of Haris is حراس. وعلى المائدة الكبيرة المستطيلة, and on the dining table, on the big rectangular, مستطيلة is rectangular, and on the big rectangular dining table, جلست الدائرة العجيبة مع الملك وأطفاله الثلاثة. The strange circle sat, the hero of this story, right? The strange circle sat with the king and his children, three children, أطفاله الثلاثة. So the king and his 3 weird children on the rectangular table. قال الملك للدائرة العجيبة. The king said to the strange circle, نريد منك أن تخترعي لنا ألعابا جميلة من الدوائر للأطفال. We want from you, we request you that تخترعي, that you make, I think, اخترع, from it, اخترع, invent. اخترع is to invent. That you invent for us, or make craft for us, ألعابا, toys, ألعابا. So they want toys, جميلة, that you make for us beautiful toys, من الدوائر, from circles, للأطفال, for the children. Right? You make for us. لعبة is the singular toy, and ألعاب is the plural, toys. That you make for us toys. So the king is requesting, make for us circular toys. So they made a ball. Wow, great. وفجأة حولت الدائرة نفسها إلى كرة جميلة. So suddenly the strange circle, transformed itself into a ball, كرة, a beautiful ball. So the circle can transform itself, right? إلى كرة جميلة. Right? It transformed itself into a beautiful ball. وكان الملك قد تدعى ثاني الألعاب إلى القصر. And the king called, indeed called, istad'a is to summon. Istad'a from 10 is to summon, yeah. So ثاني الألعاب إلى القصر, call the maker of the toys. So they have a royal maker of the toys to the palace. فخاطبه, and he addressed him. خاطب is to give a sermon kind of, but here addressed him saying, والآن جاء دورك يا ثاني الألعاب. And now your circle has come. Dauruka, as your turn has come. Yeah, turn. Daur is turn. Sorry. Daira. والآن جاء دورك, and now your turn has come, oh maker of the toys. وفي اليوم التالي كان أطفال المدينة, and in the following day the children of the city started, were playing بكرات جميلة, were playing with balls, جميلة, beautiful balls, ملونة, so colored beautiful balls, balls, صنعها لهم صانع الألعاب, which was made for them by the maker of the toys. أما الدائرة العجيبة, as for the strange circle, فقد غادرت المدينة, it departed from this. غادر is to depart or left the city. لتكمل جولتها, to complete its journey. جولة is journey. أكمل يكمل تكمل. لتكمل جولتها, to complete its journey. في بلاد العالم الواسعة, in the whole bilad, in the countries of the world, in the wide countries of the world. واسعة, or in the countries of the wide world. Vasya muannas, right? So it should be, this should be for the bilad, in the wide countries of the world, maybe. Vasya, the big countries of the world, it continues its journey, right? So this is a story about how a circle taught the, this is so beneficial, alhamdulillah, right? Beneficial, alhamdulillah, right? So this is a story of the circle which is going to the city of shapes and teaching them how to make circles. Kurratun is a ball and kurratun are balls. So we had this vocabs. Da'iratun, circle. Yusafiru, safara from 3, to travel. Tajawwala yatajawwalu, tafa'ala from 5. Yusa'ada yusa'idu from 3 again, to help. Shaklun, shape. Ashkalun, shapes. Muthallathun, a triangle. Murabba'un, a square. Mustatilun, a rectangle. Qubba'atun, a hat. Qubba'atun, hats. Yatadahraju, this is rubai, this is 4-letter verb. It's not sulasi, it's rubai. It's mazid of rubai, tafa'alala pattern. It was actually daharajim. Dahraja, you add a ta to it, tadahraja, to roll. Yatadahraju, rasifun, right? And it started rolling, right? Rasifun are the platform or the footpaths of the pavements. Arabatun, a wagon. Arabatun, wagons. Ajalatun, wheel. Ajalatun, wheels. Harisun, a soldier, a guard. Hurrasun, the plural. Haris, hurras, guards. Lu'batun, what do you call a toy. Al'abun, toys. Kurratun, a ball. Kurratun, balls. A lot of balls. Football or whatever. Kurratun. Football is called kurratul qadami. Football, soccer. And basket is called kurratus sallati. Salla is a basket, so mudaf mudaf kurratus sallati. Okay, alhamdulillah. This was the first story. The first story about the ad-da'iratul ajiba, the strange circle. The strange circle. Okay. We have another story, al-miqla'u. And miqla, I think it is. Let me check. Is this, what do you call this? Cat slingshot. Slingshot. Al-miqla'u is the slingshot. Okay, so let's begin this, inshallah. Okay, so this is the miqla', al-miqla'u, the slingshot. You know the slingshot, right? Al-yawma, today. Intaha dawamul madrasati mutakhiran. Intaha dawamul madrasati. Intaha is to end, dawamul madrasa. Dawam is the continuity. Permanence, dawamul madrasa, the continuity of the, you could say, the school hours. Dawam is the timetable, which goes on, timetable because it goes on all the time. It's called dama yadumu dawam. Our school hours ended late, right? Today the school ended late, right? So the school was late, so it ended late. فَقَدْ حَضَرَ أَحَدُ الْأَطِبَّاءِ. One of the doctors came, and he came وَتَحَدَّثَ إِلَيْنَا, because there was a doctor who came to the school, and تَحَدَّثَ إِلَيْنَا, and the doctor spoke to us عن الأمراض, about the diseases, وَكَيْفِيَّةِ الْوِقَايَةِ مِنْهَا, and how we should protect from it. Wiqaya is protection. So how should we protect from these diseases? So a doctor came to our school, and the doctor was talking about this disease. Amrad is marad, plural is amrad. لَقَدْ غَادَرَتْ طُلَّابُ إِلَى بُيُوتِهِمْ. Then what happened? Then the students departed to their houses. وَبَقِيتُ, and I stayed wahdi. I stayed alone. فِي السَّاحَةِ, in the courtyard of the school. Saha is the courtyard. It comes from the Quran. When the adab comes in the courtyard of the house. The Saha, in the courtyard of the school. A playground, you could say. But Saha generally means a courtyard. So in the previous days, they used to have these courtyards in the houses, right? So even schools have courtyards in the garden or something. A courtyard. وَأَخَذَتْ أُفَكِّرُ, and I started thinking. فَكَّرَ يُفَكِّرُ, I started thinking. فِي مَا يَجِبُ أَنْ أَفْعَلَهُ, of what is required for me to do. Yajibu an af'alahu, what is required for me to do, right? So I started thinking about what I should do. Wajaba yajibu is what I should, what I must, an af'alahu, to do. Tabibun, doctor, maridun, sick. Sahatun is the courtyard. Yeah, you see the courtyard, right? What do you call? Yeah, courtyard. Yufakkiru. Let me check. Sahatun. Is there any other word which is more appropriate? Yard. Yeah, courtyard. A plaza, the sites. Yufakkiru, fakkaru, form to think. So I started thinking what I should do. Munzu sa'atin, since an hour. Washadi yuhawilu iqna'i fi dhahabi ila al-bayt. Right, washad is my imagination. Since a week, since an hour, washadi. What is washad? I don't know what is washad. Let me check. I'm not able to find washad. Bewildered, it seems. No, this is something else. Oh, this is shad. Just shad. Wow is and my happiness. Since a week, and my happiness. في الذهاب إلى البيت. يحاول was trying إقناعي. What is إقناع? Convince me إلى البيت وقال لي. Oh, it's a name, huh? It's a name. Washadi. Washadi is a name. Washadi is, I was trying to search for. Washadi is a name. So since an R, Washadi was a guy's name, okay? Washadi يحاول إقناعي was trying to convince me. حاول يحاول is to try. Washadi, this guy Washadi was trying to convince me في الذهاب إلى البيت, to go to the house. Right? Since an R. أقناعي يقنع إقناع, convince, yeah? أقناع يقنع, to try to convince me to go to the house. فقال لي, and the Washad said to me, يا إياد, the guy's name is Iyad. Oh Iyad, إن أهلك سيقولون عليك. Indeed, your family will say on you, will say to you. عليك is say against you, kind of. ويجب أن تحضر واجباتك, and it is you must present your homework, and you must prepare your homework. حضر يحضر is to prepare. Yeah, to prepare, I think, or to submit, to bring. حضر يحضر form 2. To prepare also. So you should do your homework. Go home, man. Why are you standing here in the courtyard and thinking? Right? Go home and do your homework. Your family will speak against you. Like, where are you? Where is this Iyad going? And so on. فقلت له, I said to him, سأتأخر في الساحة. I'm waiting, or I'm spending. أتأخر is to spend, or I'm becoming late actually. أتأخر. Yeah, becoming late in the courtyard some of the time. So it could mean I'm spending some time in the courtyard. بعض الوقت. فغضب شادي. And so Shadi became angry. And وتركني وحيدا, and he left me alone. So Shadi left me alone. Okay. So this guy was standing and thinking in the courtyard of the school. So fil jihatil janavibiyyati. This is the Junub, south. In the south direction. How do you pronounce this? Janavibiyya. Southerly. Yeah, southern. In the southern direction, Minas Sahati, in the courtyard, Kana Jaruna al-Ammu. Our neighbor, the uncle, Al-Ammu, Abu Adnan. His name was Abu Adnan. Our neighbor, Uncle Abu Adnan, fi hadiqati manzilihi. So this uncle was in the garden of his house, in the garden of his house. Manzil is his house. So he was in this garden. Right, Abu Adnan. يقلم أغصان الأشجار. He was trimming. قلم يقلم is to trim. Right? He was wedging, making wedges. يقلم أغصان الأشجار, the branches of the tree. So he was, cutting and then shaping them up. وفجأة, and suddenly سمعت صوت الببغاء, and suddenly I heard the voice of the parrot. Right, of the parrot. We learned about the story of Babbaga, al-Hamudatu wal-Babbaga, right? So this is, I heard the voice of a parrot, al-Khadra'i, the green parrot, al-Jamilati. So the beautiful green parrot, summa ra'ituha, then I looked at it, saw it, tatiru, was flying fawqa ashjar al-madrasa, above the trees of the school. فَخَطَرَتْ لِي فِكْرَةٌ, and then khatara li fikra is, a thought came to me. Khatara li fikratun, a thought came to me. Khatar actually means to be dangerous, right? Khatara, but when a thought occurred to me, right? Khatarat li, I came up with a thought, kind of, yeah. I had an idea. قلما يقلم is to cut. أخرجت من حقيبتي مقلاعا. I removed from a bag a miqla. So we are talking about a slingshot. So I took out from my bag a slingshot. كنت قد صنعته دون علم أحد. I was making this slingshot without anyone knowing. دون علم أحد, without anyone's knowledge. ووضعت فيه حجرا, and I put a stone in it. فقذفته باتجاه الببغاء. Right? I put a stone in it and I shot it. قذف is to shoot. I shot that stone in the direction of the babbaga, in the direction of the parrot. فطارت الببغاء. The parrot flew ووقفت على سور حديقة أبي أدنان, and it fell. Right? It fell on the wall. Sur is the walls, on the wall of the garden of Abu Adnan. Right? So Abu Adnan has his garden, right? So the parrot flew on the wall of this guy's garden. وعندها وضعت حجرا جديدا في المقلاع, and I put near it, so I put a new stone in the slingshot. وأطلقته باتجاه الببغاء, and I left it. أطلق is to free it, and I left it in the direction of the babbaga. Atlaqtu is to free it, or actually shoot it, but atlaqa, release. I released it. I shot. Shooting is also atlaqa. I released it in the direction of the babbaga allati tarat ba'idan, which flew very far away. ولكنني سمعت صوت أبي عدنان يصيح, and but I heard the voice of Abu Adnan. He was shouting, "Akh, akh, akh, akh." Right? فهربت مسرعا. Right? He heard the sound of pain. Right? Akhin, akhin is like a sound of disgust or a sound of pain. Kind of. So the stone hit Abu Adnan. Right? فهربت مسرعا. So I ran away from there quickly. Right? So I ran away from there quickly. Miqla'un is a slingshot. Sur is the wall. Surun. Atlaqa is to release or shoot. Right? So the stone hit the guy. وحين وصلت إلى البيت, and when I arrived at home, دخلت إلى غرفتي, I entered my room. وأغلقت الباب, and I closed the door scared. Right? ثم جلست, then I sat down. وأنا أقول في نفسي, while I was saying to myself, بالتأكيد, certainly لقد أصيب أبو أدنان, certainly Abu Adnan has been struck. Right? أصيب is to be, usiba, you could be hit by a stone or hit by a problem also, right? Usiba, asaba, yusibu is to be afflicted or to be struck. Wala buddha annahu ra'ani, and no doubt, la buddha is no doubt that he has seen me. Right? No doubt he has seen me. Wasayashtaki lishurtati, and he will complain. Ishtaka yashtaki is to complain. And yes, it is fusha. Naam. Al jihatul junubiyya, southern direction, correct? Yes, alhamdulillah. Right? And it complained to the police guy. Sa'uda'u fi Sydney, and he will put me. Wada yada'u, this is madi, this is majhul. So, and I will be put in the prison. He will complain. So this guy shot a stone in the direction of the parrot, but it hit that guy, Abu Adnan. And Shurtiyun is the police guy. Shurtatun is the plural. Lam ya'rif ahli bima hasal. My family did not know what happened. What hasala is to acquire also, I think. Right? Happened also, yeah. Acquire. But which verb is this? I don't know which verb. Sajana? I don't know which verb this is. Ni is for me, but tasjunu. Sajana yasjunu. To imprison someone. Okay. So they were imprisoning me, they were handcuffing me. وَأَفَخْتُ مِن نَوْمِي فَزِعًا, and I woke up from my sleep startled. Fazi'an is astonished. I woke up with a lot of fear, panic. I woke up in a state of panic. وفي الصباح اليوم التالي, so he was dreaming, right? He was dreaming that police will catch him and so on for hitting a stone to a guy. ففي صباح اليوم التالي, and on the morning of the following day, ذهبت إلى المدرسة, I went to the school وأنا خائف, while I was fearing, I was fearful. So مما سيحصل, of what would happen, right? Of what would happen, I was like very scared. And وقد أخبرت شادي, and I mentioned to Shadi bima hasal, of what happened, right? Of what happened. The name of the guy is Shadi, it's not Washadi. Wa means and there in the previous one. So Shadi, of what happened. فَطَلَبَ إِلَيَّ أَنْ أُخْبِرَ مُعَلِّمَنَا بِذَلِكَ, and Shadi told me to, requested me to inform our teacher about that, right? Shadi was telling, let's go and tell the teacher. Are you crazy, right? Shadi is like crazy. And they went and actually told. فكرت في اقتراح شادي, I was thinking about the اختراع. اختراع is a thought, I think. Yeah. I don't know what is اختراع. Suggestion. اختراع is a suggestion. Yeah. اختراع. I thought about the suggestion of Shadi. فوجدته, and I found it أفضل حل. I found it the best way, best solution. يخلصني, which will free me. خلص يخلص, is to free me. من خلقي وخوفي, from my worry and fear. خلق is fear, worry and my fear. ولما أخبرت المعلمة, and when I informed the teacher بما حدث, of what happened معي, of what happened with me, ابتسم لي, he smiled at me, and وقال سأحل الموضوع بسهولة, I will solve this issue easily. موضوع is the issue, or the top, or this topic, but this situation. أحل, حل يحل is to solve. So I will solve, don't worry about it, it's an easy issue, I'll solve it easily. Right. So this guy took him to the guy, right? Okay. وفي نهاية الدوام, at the ending of the timetable of the dawam is again used, right? So I think it means the school hours. School hours. So at the ending of the school, what happened? ذهبت مع المعلم, I went with my teacher إلى بيت أبي عدنان, to the house of Abu Adnan. وأنا خائف, while I was fearing. وحين وصلنا إلى البيت, and when we reached to the house, قرع المعلم الجرس. قرع is to knock, but to hit the bell. قرع is to ring the bell, kind of. قرع can also mean to hit someone, beating someone, but knocking, ringing the bell. Ting tong. قرع المعلم الجرس. Jaras is the bell, right? Jaras. فخرج إلينا أبو عدنان سليما, and Abu Adnan came out to us while he was good. Saliman is safe and sound, right? Nothing happened to him. وقال هو يبتسم, and he said while he was smiling, تفضل, come on, come in, أهلا وسهلا, welcome, تفضل. Oh, it hit his finger, the stone hit his finger. سرد المعلم ما حدث معي على أبي عدنان. سرد is to tell the story. سرد يسرد. I don't know what sarada means, because sarada, narrate, narrate. So this teacher narrated what happened with me to Abu Adnan. فأخذ يضحك, so I started laughing. بصوت عال, with a loud voice. ثم قال هكذا إذن لقد ظننت أن الحجر أصابني في رأسي. هكذا إذن is then, this is, oh, this is what happened then, kind of. لقد ظننت, you thought that the stone hit me in the head. Oh, great. فقلت بسرعة, then I said quickly, ولكني سمعتك تتألم وتقول أخ فأجاب. So but I heard you تتألم, feeling pain, and you were saying أخ. فأجاب, he said, لقد جرحت إصبعي, indeed my finger was wounded, بمقص الأشجار, by the what do you call, مقص, knife, not knife, scissors. Al-ashjar, miqassul ashjar is the, I don't know what this is called. Let me, for the trees you have a special scissors, right? Saw, not the saw. مقش الأشجار. Tree scissors. Okay. Okay, this is, I don't know what this is called. Let me search. It's called something different, right? Pruning shears, yeah, pruning shears, hand prunes, pruners, yeah, prunes. So it's called a pruner, it seems. Okay. So these pruners, which you cut the leaves and so on, right? You have this big scissors, you cut the leaves. وَأَنَا أُقَلِّمُهَا. So I wounded my finger with these scissors, which I'm cutting the trees and so on. وَأَنَا أُقَلِّمُهَا. While I was أُقَلِّمُهَا, while I was trimming the leaves and so on, I cut my finger. Right? So this guy thought because of the stone, but it was actually because of these scissors. اعتدل أبو أدنان في جلسته. Abu Adnan, اعتدل is to what? Became moderate? I don't know what. اعتدل is to become moderate, I guess. اعتدل. He became straight up maybe. اعتدل. He straightened up, yeah. اعتدل. So Abu Adnan straightened up in his from his seat, from his sitting. وَرَحَّبَ بِنَا. And he congratulated us. Rahba is to tarhib. Rahaba, welcome, not congrat. Rahaba is to welcome us. Marratan ukhra, and he welcomed us again. Trimmers. Trimmers. وَرَحَّبَ بِنَا مَرَّةً أُخْرَى, and he welcomed us again. وَقَالَ أَنْتَ وَلَدٌ مُهَذَّبٌ يَا إِيَادٌ. You are a well-mannered boy, O Iyad. Muhaddab. Right? Muhaddab, muaddab, same as muaddab kind of. Tahzeeb, you have tahzeeb. Courteous, you're very refined and polished. Yeah. لقد جئت تعتذر عن غلطة. Indeed, you came to ask for forgiveness on your غلطة, is your mistake. ظننت أنك ارتكبتها, which you thought that you ارتكبتها. ارتكب يرتكب is to commit, which you committed, which you thought that you committed this crime or whatever, this mistake. ولكن مع ذلك مذنب. But with that you are still having dhanb. You're still a sinner. You're still at mistake, kind of. Aznaba yuznibu is to sin. You're still having a mistake. Why? Because you're hitting the bird. فقلت على الفور. And I said suddenly, ولكنك لم تصب. But you were not afflicted, you were not hit. فما ذنبي then? What is my sin then? Right? What is my mistake then? أخذ أبو أدنان. The Abu Adnan started speaking. يتحدث بهدوء. He started speaking calmly. ويقول يا بني, oh my child, oh my dear child, الطيور الجميلة زينة الحدائق. The beautiful birds are the zinatul hadaiq, the decoration of the garden. The, what do you call, zina, decoration or zinatul, adornishment, what do you call that? Decoration, yeah, adornment. The adornment of the garden. وهي تطربنا بأصواتها الحلوة. And they atraba yutribu is to serve, but cheer up, to cheer up. Atraba yutribu, and they cheer up with their beautiful voices. Atraba yutribu, form 4. And they cheer بأصواتها الحلوة, by the sweet voices, the voices. وَتُفْرِحُنَا, and they make us happy. أَفْرَحَ يُفْرِحُ is to make someone happy. Form 4. فَرِحَ is to become happy. أَفْرَحَ is to make someone happy. And they make us happy بِأَلْوَانِيَا, by the colors, الزَّاهِيَة, by the bright colors. فَلِمَاذَا تُرِيدُ إِذَاهَا بِمِقْلَاعِكَ. So why do you want to harm with your slingshot? ثُمَّ قَالَ الْمُعَلِّمُ. Then the teacher said, تصور, imagine, يا إياد, imagine يا إياد, لو أن مقلاعك أصاب أبا أدنان أو أحد زملائك. Imagine, think about it. Tasawwur is, right, to think about, right? Hub is also used. Hub is to think about. Yeah. If your slingshot the stone from the slingshot hit Abu Adnan or one of your classmates, فَمَاذَا يُمْكِنُ أَنْ يَحْصُلَ? So what would have possibly happened? Imagine, it's a dangerous thing that you're hitting with your slingshot, right? Happen. He broke the slingshot, great. Sammattu khalilan, I became silent for a while. Sammattu, right? Sammattu, samata, yasmutu, sammattu, nasara. I became silent for a while. لأنني أدركت خطيئي, because I realized my mistake. Adraka is to attain or to know also, because I got to know my mistake. ووعدت بألا أكرر ذلك مرة ثانية, and I promise that I will not be. Allah is actually anla, that noon is dropped, right? Idgham is done. أكرر, كرر يكرر, to repeat. That I will not repeat that again. مرة ثانية. ومنذ ذلك اليوم, and since that day, وأنا أهتم بالحدائق وأشجارها في كل مكان. I'm taking care, right? I give importance to the trees in the garden, وأشجارها, the gardens and the trees في كل مكان. لتظل, so that they remain الحدائق بيوتا آمنة. تظل, yeah, ظل يظل. Let me check. ظل, which from bab it is? ظل, to remain. I know to remain, ظل, but I don't know the bab. ظل يظل, فعل ظل ظللت بظل إظلل, يظل, correct. باب ضرب. ظل المكان, so to remain, so that the gardens remain. ظل يظل تظل, li came, that's why it's mansub. So to remain, the gardens to remain, buyutan aminatan, houses, peaceful houses, so that they remain peaceful places, I think. Taskunuha tuyur, oh, houses for the birds, where the birds can live, the beautiful birds can live. Allati tutir tutribuna, which will cheer up. Atraba yutribu, to cheer up, which all these birds cheer up. Bi aswatiha al-azbati, by their sweet voices. Azba is also sweet, right? It comes in the Quran. Ma'un azb, a palatable water, sweet water. There's salty water, ujaj, and there's azbun, by their sweet voices, right? Soft voices, sweet, soft, smooth voices also. Okay, this is the story. Tabibun, doctor, maridun, sick, sahatun, courtyard, fakkara, yufakkiru, to think, hadiqatun, garden, qallama, yuqallimu, is to trim, miqla'un, a slingshot, surun, wall. It comes in the Quran as a sur, right? A fence or a wall. Sur, jidar is also wall, right? Sur is also a wall. Atlaqa is to release, right? Shurtiyun, police, and jalasun, bell. Meqassun is a trimmers or scissors or whatever, trimmers, pruners, right? So this is the story, alhamdulillah, about story time. Jazakallah khair. Next week we'll continue with 8 and 9 of set 2. So we had one of City of Shapes, the Ad-Da'iratul Ajiba, and this was the story, and this was Al-Miqla', the slingshot, right? The slingshot, that he hit Abu Adnan, and the story about this guy and so on. Jazakallah khair. Inshallah, see you next week with similar stories, and inshallah once we finish this, we'll start with Qisasun Nabiyyin, inshallah ta'ala, of Abu al-Hasan al-Nadwi, inshallah, which is very nice stories and very good for beginners to read those books. Inshallah ta'ala. Jazakallahu khair. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.